Hi there. Well, as I sit here this afternoon, I'm just a little more than 12 hours away from jumping on a plane and flying to Indianapolis for 2 weeks of convention at the General Assembly of the Church of the Nazarene, which comes around every 4 years. While I'm there, I'll have the chance to catch up with old friends and reminisce a little bit and share our lives together. There'll also be a chance to build new friendships and have lots of conversations and experience a wonderful, wonderful event. You'd think I would have been excited about that. But in actual fact, the last couple of weeks, I haven't been that excited. I've been very aware that these 2 weeks that I'll be gone just means that the things that I should be achieving in these 2 weeks back home at work and in preparation for my studies are going to have to be deferred. And I've been very aware of the pressure that has created. And during this last couple of weeks, as I've talked with friends who care about me, that have asked about my studies and asked about my work and asked about the trip, I have actually shared those feelings with a number of people, and it's been an incredibly wonderful blessing to have friends that will walk through those experiences with me. And that is a picture of what the church is supposed to be like. We have been talking about the church, describing the church, and we look at joy and hope. And this week I want to consider the idea of caring for one another. And I'm looking at Romans chapter 12, verse 9. Love must be sincere. Hate what is evil. Cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in brotherly love. Honor one another above yourselves. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep spiritual fervor, serving the Lord. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with God's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. This is a letter to a church. And it's interesting there, right there in that middle of that passage, Paul says, be joyful in hope, putting those two ideas of the last 2 weeks together. But most specifically, the statement to live in harmony with one another, which clearly is an expression of what the church is supposed to be like, actually flows on from his other statement that says, rejoice with those who are rejoicing and mourn with those that are mourning. I want to draw a couple of ideas out of that. Firstly, rejoicing and mourning are pretty potent emotions. They're at the extreme ends of their emotional spectrums that they represent. And Paul is saying that the church is intended to be a place where we are safe enough to be vulnerable at that level of emotion. It's clear that unless people are rejoicing and or mourning, then this idea of rejoicing and mourning with them would have no significance because it wouldn't be happening. But because we are supposed to be a place where it's safe and to be vulnerable at that level, we are also invited to walk with one another through those emotions. We don't have to put people's feet back on the ground when they're feeling joy. We don't have to tell people to pull up their socks and do this or do that when they're discouraged or defeated, depressed, or as the word here is, mourning. We are commanded here that because of love, we are to walk through those emotions with each other, not fix them, not control them, not restrain them, but walk through them with each other. An incredible picture of a people that care for each other, and a beautiful picture of what the church is supposed to be.